Firstly, good morning. Thank you very much for having me here. It's a deep honor, actually, to be presenting to leaders. And actually, I wasn't even going to call female leaders, just leaders. And, and great minds think alike, because I was going to say that as a futurist, when we come back in 2035, in 10 years from now, Tanya and I are going to be doing the He Congress. So that's going to happen too. What I'd like to share today is the golden age for women. And that golden age is literally on the edge. It's about to happen now. And I'm going to give you that feeling, that emotion, to be able to capture that and take that in your hands and lead and strive and win in the future. So this is what we're going to do today. So let me just introduce myself with a fun video, and then you see the kind of things that I get up to. I actually make people dance, but not today. They were designed for the 20th century and set up in the 20th century. So the 20th century companies are coming down, and the 21st century companies are going up to celebrate innovation, to celebrate research and development, to actually bring ideas and investments together. We can solve the big challenges of the world. We can talk about poverty, healthcare, education, climate. AI can also help our businesses, our apps, and facilitate. So this is what I get up to, ladies and gentlemen, and today, thank you very much. And today we are going to talk about the future. But as we go into the future, I'm here courtesy of Mastercard, and they support both women and the future, and I'm really helping to bring out the nexus of that. The big questions today, as I said, I'm really proud of being here in Baku. It's only my second visit, and I feel very much at home, so thank you for you. To all of you, to make me welcome. It almost feels as if I've been here in a previous life, so it's actually very wonderful to be here. Key question, number one, are you future ready? Your mindset, is it future ready to capitalize on the future? I'm not so sure whether the world is actually quite ready for that. Second is, do you have those leadership skills, attributes, and so on to really take advantage of that future? That's the second question we're going to ask. And the third question we ask, do you have the readiness? Do you have the desire to perhaps reinvent yourself in some ways? And I think those three questions will be there throughout this short talk. And I'd like to challenge the framing of the word in SHE, the word E, in terms of equal. Actually, I just wrote a book where we have 100 people interviewed, and then they came in. I was at 50 women, 51 women, and I didn't do it intentionally. It happened automatically. So that was number one. We need to have that happen automatically, not look at numbers. The other thing I'd like to reframe, please, when we talk about equal, we are only talking about the women who are in corporate functions or in businesses. That's 35-36%, is brilliant. But what about the mothers who are doing full-time jobs at home? Why don't we measure that? Why don't we bring that into our equation? Because they are working, they are actually a full-time job, mother, nanny, cook, partner, everything. And I think we should celebrate our mothers as much as we celebrate our corporate workers. So, let me take you into the future, into the year 2030, 6-7 years from now. Would you like to see a news bulletin from the 22nd of May, 2030? Here we go. and gentlemen, this future is happening now. Some of it has already happened. It's just unevenly distributed, it hasn't arrived yet. How many people in this room can boldly raise their hands and they say they are ready for this future? Very few of us, I would say. And I think we really need, and that's why I'm a futurist and I walk into companies and so on, and I help to take them there. So, what I'm going to do is put something up here in front of you. I'll put up an image, and I would like all of you to look at that image and tell me what you see. Okay? Let me put up that image. What do you see? Anything interesting? What do you see? Anybody? Waves, okay. Anybody else? 3 bays. Anybody? Yes, ma'am. One dog, okay. Anybody else? It's a little bit like the future, isn't it? It's a bit weird. We don't know what the hell is going on. And that's what it is. In a room as big as this, there are about 5 or 10 people who will get it right, and the rest won't. And once I show you what that is, you can't unsee it. And that's what I'm going to do, okay? So are you ready to see what it's going to look like? Yes? Okay. It's a dog. The lady here got it right. Now you can't unsee it, can you? And that is what the future is about. The moment I've shown you what it is, you can't unsee it. What was the other thing that you noticed here? Diversity. There were a few people who got it, but the others didn't. And it's exactly the same in business. We need to have that diversity of thought, perspective, intention, all of those things. We can't just do it by degrees and stuff like that. We have different perceptions. And I think that's really important. Visioning. How do we vision things? You know, people say seeing is believing. You've heard that phrase? Seeing is believing. Actually, believing is seeing. If you believe in something, you can make it happen. And I think those are the kinds of things that we need to look at as we go into the future, ladies and gentlemen. So, big question. I'm here in the audience with you. What is the #1 most important thing do you think will define our future? #1 most important thing. Anybody? Sorry? AI. Okay. Anybody else? Technology? Nah, no. That's where we make the mistake. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Artificial intelligence? Emotion, getting closer. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies mostly, a few gentlemen. The #1 thing that is going to define our future is trust. There's a trust deficit. AI without trust, AI without truth and ethics is a disaster. It's a weapon of mass destruction. We need to have those. And empathy and values. If today you remember nothing else from today and you remember this slide, it's enough. Because trust, truth, ethics, empathy and values is going to define our future, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because we have a declining trust in managers. Look at that. People don't trust their managers. Look at that. 82% of the people think the robots are going to do a better job. So, watch out. Then, the world has turned upside down. In the last 25 years, we've gone from production to information. And this world is upside down. And this world is driving change in technology. But technology is only half the equation. The other half is society. That is shifting, and it changes us. This is the equation that we have. What are these? They're fun dinosaurs. Where are they? They're cute, they're loud, and big. But they are dead. They're extinct. They're gone. Why? Because they did not adapt. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the key thing that we need to be able to look at. So what I did is I put a little cover on top of that and said, this is a study that has been done in Babson College in Boston. That 75% of the companies that were born before the year 2000 will not exist in 2030. 75%. And 50% of the companies that now come into the future are not born today. That is where your experience is. That is where your opportunity is. Because you can be part of the future. Do you know, I heard Yellow Bank, and it was really encouraging to see that. But in the United States, in the year 2022, and the same happened in Europe, the total amount invested by all of the VCs and angel investors for women and women businesses, any guesses how much it is? Any guess? Throw me a number. Sorry? 24%? No? Sorry? 2.3%. It is a scandal. It is systemic. There's something fundamentally wrong. And women of color got only 0.5%. So the total amount of investment in women in the United States by the VCs is 2.8%. Can you believe that? This has to shift and change. The whole system has to shift and change. And then we can basically move forward. How many people know this phrase FOMO? F-O-M-O. Yeah. F-O-M-O. How many people know this? Fear of missing out, right? Next word is going to be fear of becoming obsolete. Robots and AI will take us. This is going to be your new word, FOMO. And then we're going to be looking at that. So I'm going to quickly move forward into the future, because I'm getting the look here from Tanya. Now, as we go into the future, 80% of the jobs that are going to exist in 2030 at universities, we are not being trained for them. So that is a huge problem. 30 to 40% of our jobs will go to AI. What happens to that? And less than 10% of the people are actually qualified as technology experts in companies. So this has to be addressed. So as we look forward into the future, many, many opportunities in a lot of these areas, and look at those opportunities as we go forward. Now, what I'm going to do is share. AI is going to change the world because of productivity and so on. There's some ethical issues in AI. Okay, so let me just show you a couple of ethical issues. You know, when you do a little query on AI and you do something like, do you think AI is biased? How many people think AI is biased? No. AI is not biased. We are. AI is not racist. We are. AI is not gender imbalanced. We are. Our ethics, we put the garbage in and the garbage comes out. So, first question, a poor person from diverse cultures. What do you see there? Only black people. So we do a new query, poor white person. Guess what we see? Only black people. This is AI bias, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we put inside. And this next one is really important. When we put a query, this one, CEO of a large company, you query that, and guess what you get? This is what you get. This is the bias that AI has. This is what our young people are learning and things like that. Old white men. And this is what today is about changing and things like that. Few inspirational things, and then I will go in for the close. Inspiration number one is that I wanted to celebrate women who are fundamentally making a difference in this world. So let's look at science. BioNTech. Who was the person who invented the mRNA virus? A woman. The mRNA vaccine for COVID. Do you know who she is? Here we go. Tariq Qureishy. Did anybody know that? Why? Okay, brilliant. Okay, second one. ChatGPT, OpenAI. Who is there? Another woman from our part of the world. Biocon, another person. So these are women from our part of the world who are fundamentally changing science, and these are amazing role models. Google has got Kate Branch, who talks about sustainability and so on. And then she's an amazing lady, Michelle Bachelet, ex-president of Chile, and now the UN ambassador on human rights. And the women, or rather the nations run by women during COVID, were the best in the world. Why? Because women have empathy. And women had humanity as they went in there. Women belong in all places where decisions are being made, and no exception. And these are important messages as we go forward. A couple of quick slides. What are the kind of things that you feel is holding you back? Talking to women, doing research, these are the kind of things. This is the kind of stuff we have to throw away. We have to push away and basically say, own your success. Make gender a non-issue. And that's when we will start moving forward. Because otherwise we're going to get hit from left and right from all sorts of places that we least expect. So now, are you feeling fear and hope, or hope? How many people are feeling fear? Few, hope? Okay, here's a little lady, she's a grandma, she's been put in a Tesla car, in a self-driving car, and all she's been asked to do is not to hold the steering wheel. That's it. See what happens to her. As technology happens, anything that can be digitized will be, because it'll be 1,000,000 times faster and 1,000,000 times cheaper. But anything and everything that cannot be digitized, love, compassion, judgment, harmony, heart, soul, spirit, intuition, imagination, all of these things will be 1,000,000 times more valuable. Guess who has more of that naturally? Women. This is where I say that this is the start of the golden age for women, because robots will lift the heavy stuff, technical things will get done by computers. Now we need emotions and empathy and values, and this is where women lead by a mile. A doctor today is doing diagnostics, AI is there. With AI coming up, the importance of doctors in terms of diagnosis goes down. On the other side, we have nurses who do caring, but they're very good on caring. It's right up there. So a nurse with an AI is better than a doctor, because it's about humanity and caring and love and compassion. That's the thing, is where you have a lead. So our mind and our heart are the last two things left, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to be our future. So I did a little survey. This was done at NASA. How many people have children in this room? Many people? Or young brothers and sisters? There you go. You will totally recognize this. What happens to creativity when we grow old? Okay? Cute little girl, 3 or 4 years of age. Do you think creativity is high or very high? Very high. I go all over the world. I've done 500 of these all over the world. It's always very high. Then what happens? We send them to school. What happens when we send them to school? It goes down to 50%. Then we work really, really hard, get our bonuses, and then we send them to college. What happens at college? It goes down to 25%. What the hell is going on here? Too much homework, too much screen time, too much depression, etc., etc. And we, ladies and gentlemen, are at a handsome 10%. We were born geniuses, and we dumbed ourselves down. That's what we did. And this is the sad part of our education system and everything else that goes into it. Now this can be reversed, and we can do all of this. Please take a picture of this, because when your kids come to you and say, Mom, I'd like to do and be an environmentalist or bioethicist, don't freak out, because they will be the jobs of the future. Because this is the kind of new jobs that are going to be there. These are the jobs of the future. And every single industry that I go to, whether it's finance or logistics or whatever, we have jobs of the future. And, okay, one more statistic and then the final video. The statistic is that 70% of the jobs that all of you are doing, 70% will no longer exist in the year 2030. 70%. So you have to be learning new things. These are the new things that you will be doing. And there are lots of significant shifts going on, and all our leadership traits, it's not based on degrees and experience, but it's based on these kind of attributes. These, ladies and gentlemen, are the leaders of the future. All right, I will end with this. Please watch this with emotion and humanity, because this is what you might need to go through in your life. This is a beautiful story of an eagle, and how that eagle has to change. Here we go. We all have to make these choices in our life. When we get older, or in our jobs, and then we start struggling. The peak starts getting weak. Our energy is not there. Life becomes very difficult. Ask an old person. So at that point in time, the ego, which is you, makes this choice: die or change. Nothing in between. And if it chooses pain, it has to go through a process like a butterfly to get its wings. It flies to the top of the mountain and it takes its feathers out, breaks its beak, and it grows back. And then it gets its strength back. It grows back again, slowly. It's a very painful process. Change is difficult, transformation is difficult. But once you do it, ladies and gentlemen, especially you lady leaders, all of you, that's the moment of rebirth. You get an opportunity to fly. You take off. This is why you do change, ladies and gentlemen. This is, you don't want to survive and just get numbers. You want to thrive. You want to live at the best possible way you possibly can. That is our future. Be ready to fly like an eagle because you have everything. You have all the opportunities, you have the knowledge, you have the intelligence, you have the, so our future is all about legacy, relationships and humanity, and you have loads of it. Thank you very much indeed.